Webster's dictionary defines civil engineering as building stuff that's important in a civil sense, building things like you can see this thing on the left here, that's supposed to be a library. You can tell that they have gone about this completely the wrong way. There's nowhere to sit, for instance. That is quite vulnerable to rain and stray dogs and birds and subsidence. It's generally not very good. Whereas on the right, that is, I believe, a pylon, a ZX2478 pylon. I believe that's my personal favorite. That is supplying electricity to people all up and down the country. That on the right, that was built with clarity of purpose. It was took into account the 4 L's of engineering. That's learnedness, life longitude, lifespan, and love. The 4th L of engineering is love, and it's the most important. You need clarity of purpose, and you need compassion in order to make things. Civil engineering has been around as long as there have been multicellular beings. You can see on the left in a petri dish these amoeboid creatures. They are building their own little society. If you look very closely, you can see a very primitive monorail system that links various cytoplasms and various cell walls and such to the other parts of the organism. Obviously, it would take another 20 or so years before these boys on the left will be able to build something as brilliant as this rail crossroads on the right. Now, this engineering is often about finding a way between 2 points. On the left, the dark side, and on the right, the warmy, balmy embrace of the light. You can see it is very important for the railway line to maintain its shape. That's what this hideous sea creature is doing. He is holding the rail up with his little scaly claw hands. He's been there for 150 years, and he will continue to be there. It's obviously it's quite a sad job. This rate, as you can see from the axis OD, some of the scaly frog boys do overdose on the oil that leaks out of the trains. You can see the first group, the orange group, is newcomers to the job of holding up railway spikes. The middle group is people have been crabby boys have been doing it for a while, and on the right, obviously, long-term crabby boy railway holder-uppers. It's fairly consistent throughout. A lot of civil engineering takes place in the East Midlands. It is one of our major employers. There's obviously we do a lot more than Wales and Northern Ireland. They really need to get their stuff together, as the kids say. Yes, as much as 40% of all Britain's civil engineering takes place in the East Midlands. Bridges are built here and then shipped to other counties and countries on the back of very big vans, which we also build, because in the East Midlands we build all of the things. You really better get your shit together, Scotland. Come on, that's not even 1%. And yes, you can see the civil engineering factories that are all over these glorious British Isles. Obviously, the ones in the East Midlands are the ones that matter most. There's one in Southampton. That's where my mum lives. That's now the thing about civil engineering is it is often quite expensive, especially in the kind of middle to late stages of a civil engineering project. You think, look at the start here on this graph on the left, you'll notice that the line is going down. Oh, goodness, this bridge is cheaper than we thought it was going to be. Trebles all round. But then it goes up again when you realize how expensive screws are. Screws are surprisingly expensive. You can't cheap out on screws. And then, yes, the cost effectiveness of such a job plummets significantly during the later stages after the project manager has passed out in a bucket full of cocaine. And when a new young blood project manager is brought in, cost effectiveness goes up again. They don't let you pay for civil engineering projects with pound coins anymore. With inflation, you have to use quite a lot of them. The vans full of pound coins cause global warming and what's the word? Traffic jams, the congestion. That's the badger. Yes. This is from the 2011 census, which asked how many civil engineers are there in your house. Only 7% of people said there were no civil engineers in their house. There are more civil engineers in your house than you might think. The most common number of them is 4. Be sure to check your greenhouses and attics and bread bins for civil engineers. They like carrot cake and fine cigars. If you leave those out overnight, they'll be gone in the morning. Here are the civil engineering hotspots. You'll see Arnold, Carlton, Chesterfield, all positively crawling with civil engineers. Almost all of them hidden in plain sight. So civil engineering and civil engineers, they're hidden in plain sight all over these fine British Isles, especially in the East Midlands, and it will remain that way for a very long time, I do suspect. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak today.